always like to be inspirational. So when I asked a couple of the people who set up, the Oxnard trip, we'll be at a club tonight. What I asked the people was, is there any boys clubs or schools where I can, kind of get back and, kind of let people know briefly the journey, that it took for me to get to where I'm at today. So I always think, I love to entertain, I love to have fun, as you all know. But I love to be inspirational and as educational as possible. So, as he said earlier, I got the Citizenship Award this year, and it was real important to me. Yes, it was something I always wanted for a long time, even though, years ago, I was very controversial. But in the back of my mind, I always wanted to get that award, even more than the Defensive Player of the Year award that I got years ago. So, as you all know, I donated my ring for mental health awareness. And the reason I did that was because I just feel, the youth, where I'm from in Queens, New York, the youth, around, America, in the world, got a future, So the foundation is right here in this room. And in order for us to be successful in the future, it's going to be up to the children. Our children are going to have to be mentally tough, focused, they're going to have support, from us, from sort of the trendsetters. The youth, y'all the trendsetters. And this is, we're leaving this all to y'all. So I thought it was important that I donate my ring, and to bring awareness to the fact that a lot of things going on, whether it's juvenile delinquents or kids being admitted into hospitals, a lot of things are preventable. A lot of feelings, depression, all the way to the worst possible scenario, which is like schizophrenia. But a lot of things are preventable. And we want to bring that to the light so we can have a strong future. So I'm doing a show. I don't know if y'all ever saw Lock Up Raw or the LA Gang Unit, and it's a show that they have on TV, and it basically takes you into the world of inmates. Y'all probably seen it before, but I'm doing a show with the same company called 44 Blue Production, and we are going to help rehabilitate convicts and inmates, and the whole purpose is there's a lot of kids who grew up like how I grew up in Queens, New York, that's on the same path. That's on the same path as some of these people y'all gonna see in the show. So my whole plan is to, get these inmates and these parolees to speak on how they grew up, where was the crossroads in their life. At what point in their life did they make a decision where it got them in prison? And I want some of the kids that's on that same path to see if you continue to do the things you're doing. Some of it's not their fault, but some of them grew up with no parents. Some of the parolees and inmates grew up with no parents. Some of the kids right now, not even here, in Arkansas or New York, is growing up right now without a dad. So he's being raised or she's being raised by the streets, right? So we really don't want that. And I'm trying to bring awareness to that also. So when the show comes out, it should be entertaining. We're gonna put a lot of these parolees through really vicious workouts also, so that's gonna be fun. And we're gonna have psychologists and life coaches there also. So really look out for that show. And I think I'm gonna have some questions for some of the people today. Are you controlling the questions? Okay, so the guy, what's your name? Cody in Celtic Green. Somebody get him a purple shirt. Oh yeah, sorry about the sleep too. We got slept this year. I'm sorry about that. Next year. 2011, 2012.
Like growing up.
You said what?
How was it growing up?
Well, I mean, I grew up in the same neighborhood as like Nas and Mobb Deep, and so pretty much a lot of their lyrics is kind of how we grew up around the same thing, like in any environment, that's kind of tough, So it was tough at times, but it was also fun at times. A lot of basketball, and a mixture of everything from violence to all type of stuff going on, and kind of stayed on the right path. Luckily my dad, stayed in my life and kept me on the right track. So yeah.
We'll have a question over here. Stand up. Yes. What's your name?
My name is Kobe, like Kobe Bryant. And I just want to ask, how was it like being a Laker?
Well, it's kind of cool. I'm from New York. And when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a New York Knicks, and that never happened. And I never thought I would have a chance to be a Laker. Lakers are a great organization. And when I was free agent coming from Houston, it was really an easy decision. I got a chance to be in LA and play with the Lakers, so I didn't even think twice.
Another question right here.
Marcos, how does it feel to be like a champion once you win and all that hard work?
Well, it was great when you win, and that was like 2 years ago, so it's worse when you lose. So I guess after your career you can, dwell on the championship you won, but right now I have years left, so I feel like a loser right now. I gotta become a winner. Yeah. Next year.
One more question over here. Tell him your name.
My name is Josh. What college did you go to?
Where you at, Josh? I didn't really find you. I went to St. John's University. Coach from UCLA, Coach Lavin was coaching St. John's now. And, I went there for 2 years, and then I left at the age of 19 to go play for the Chicago Bulls. What's up, Josh? That's a bad question. Josh, I have no house. My genetics, vertically, are challenged. I'm working on it though, maybe next year. I dunked a little bit. I'm going to dunk on a couple people this year. Not as much as I would like to.
Right over here. Last question. What's your name? What's your question, Vanessa?
Why do you want to be a basketball player?
I wanted to be a basketball player because one day I was really bored in my house. I was like 8 years old, and my dad took me to play basketball, and that's all we really had was like a basketball or home with my sisters, and they were a pest. So I stayed outside on the basketball court as long as I could, and then I became a basketball player somehow.
Two more questions.
I have a question, Ron.
I got a question. How's everybody doing in school? All right. Who's getting A's? Put your hand in. Who's getting B's? B's, put your hands in. Okay, who's getting C's? You got an A, B, and a C. Who's your hand at the top? Who's getting D's? Can I see That's good. You gotta work on that. Okay? Is anybody failing? We're gonna work on that, right? We're gonna work on that? You're failing, yeah. We're gonna work on that? Try. Yeah, let's pick those grades up.
One question right here, Ron. Go ahead. What's your name? First, what we can ask Mr. Ron Artest.
My favorite subject in school is math. That was my major. Yes. Yeah, a lot of people like math in here, huh? That's great. I love math.